USCB Sand Shark fans, welcome to another episode of USCB All-Access, your inside look to everything Sand Shark athletics. And I am joined by the very first head basketball coach, men's basketball here at USCB, Ron Fudala. A historic Saturday afternoon into the night here on the campus of USCB. 2 games and 2 wins over Morris for the men's and women's basketball teams, and Ron Fudala. It was everything we could have imagined and so much more.
It was great. Thank you for having me. The community was the winner. The community was the winner. The campus was great. The students were great. All we could ever ask for.
What a magical afternoon it was. The women led off, and then you guys threw the roof off the building with some eye-popping play and a 130-88 victory. Tell me what impressed you the most of how this team came out there and made a heck of a debut here at home.
What impressed me the most was we played as a team. We played as a team. That's what we talked about every day in practice. We played as a team. We shared the ball. And the efforts that they showed in practice showed up in display on Saturday. So it was great to see the team environment.
Well, you said the real winner was the fans in the community. How about that atmosphere in that gym for the opening day games? Oh my goodness. It was electric.
Wes, unbelievable. You talk about unbelievable. I mean, I can't thank the baseball coaches, the golf coaches, the softball coaches, all the coaches in the department, the track coaches, the soccer coaches. I can't say it enough. All the athletes showed out. All the students showed out. And that's what it's about. You know, Wes, that's what it's about.
That's where it all starts. You want to see that student interaction, and it was on display in full force. Tremendous job by our Sand Shark students, and we expect big turnouts and some big energy throughout this home schedule, but opening up in style over Morris, 130-88, as I said. But, the work ethic. I think you mentioned that in our first show, and just talk about what you've seen from this team, starting in that first practice and translating it to excellence in this opening game.
I can't lie, Wes. It's a grind. It's a grind. We say this on our program. Everything is earned and not given. And I think the guys earned the day. You know, they wake up 5:30, 5:45 a.m. for a 6 a.m. workout, then they go to class. You know, then they're right back at it in the film room at 12:30. Then they're on the practice floor at 1 o'clock. Then they're back in class at 3:30. You know, and then they're doing homework. 6 to 9. Then they go to bed. So the day in the life of the student athlete. And that's not just basketball. That's all sports. It's a constant grind every single day if you want to be great at what you do. And just proud of the efforts of the men that they persevere through all that, because I challenge them. I challenge them every single day. Not only challenge them on the basketball floor, I challenge them to be better people. And I think that showed up on Saturday, and we need to continue to build that type of culture.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, embracing the grind and using it to fuel you. And we saw that up and down this lineup. Tremendous work ethic and hustle across the courts. And we knew there was going to be some fireworks early on, but 130 points. Very first Sand Shark men's basketball game. Wow.
I'm just trying to take a page out of our assistant coach, Coach Luke Dyer's playbook. West Liberty, I think they averaged about 120. So he gave me a couple pointers on how to score 130. So that credits to him, and that credits to the young men.
Obviously, the scoring, the dunks, celebrations in the student section were all there. It was a fun afternoon early in the basketball, but tell me about the teamwork, because that's a big part of offensive success. 33 assists to 18 turnovers, the ball movement, the unselfish play. We saw a lot of that as well on Saturday.
33 assists. That's the first time I heard those stats. I tell our players, I don't care how many points you score. I don't care how many rebounds you get. There's only one thing I care about at the end of the day. Do we have more points than the other team? So I didn't know we had 33 assists and 18 rebounds. But I want to increase that. I want to increase that to about 45 assists and maybe about 10 turnovers. As we progress through the year, I talked about increasing our touches. How many times can we get our teammates to touch the basketball? And that's what's really going to help us to get better as we progress through this journey.
So there's a bunch of players making spark plugs in this first game, but Marcus Overstreet really impressed me with what he was able to do out on the floor. 25 points, 17 boards, provided an early spark, and I feel like that's what we're going to talk a lot about with his success on the court.
Marcus is awesome. Marcus is one of the fastest jumpers we have. You know, he might miss one, but he'll get his own rebound. I got to get him to run the floor a little bit more. I think to where people saw Marcus as a great performance, I think he could have even had a better performance. And I'm excited for the people to see it once he shows that. You know, I don't think Marcus is even anywhere close to his ceiling. And then that's the same with all our young men.
We've been developing a bunch of depth early on in this program and subbing groups of players in and out. It's almost like we're playing hockey and we're changing lines all the time. But, you know, tell me about the depth that you've established early on in your career, just to, you know, see a couple of groups of different players working well together and finding ways to see them succeed together out there on the court.
Oh, first of all, I love hockey. I think hockey is the best sport to watch live. I really do. So let's make our game a hockey game. You know, I want to stay fresh. You know, I want our guys to stay fresh. We talk about playing at your max effort for as long as you're out there. You might be out there a minute and 30, 2 minutes, 2 and 30. But as long as you're out there, let's play at your max effort, because we're going to sub you in and we're going to sub you out. No matter if you're making mistakes, no matter if you're playing great, you know, we always want you to be fresh, and we expect that. You know, that's our standard, is playing at your max effort, and we need to continue to develop that standard every day.
Well, every hockey team has a great fourth line, and we kind of saw that in basketball terms with guys like Hudson Norton and Shea Champagne, who came in and provided you with some quality minutes and a 3 steals each. So, you know, those depth guys lower in the pecking order certainly also showed out on Saturday.
That's the strength of our team. We need to, we're going to be successful. We got to wear teams down. We got to constantly come in. We're bringing in fresh bodies. The strength in our team is our depth in numbers and our depth in how hard we play. And that needs to be our culture.
Kayvon Price, tremendous opening performance. Really liked what I saw from him. Really efficient from the field. 10 of 12 shooting. So, you know, good to see someone with that kind of efficiency step in. But, you know, tell me what we're going to continue to get from him as we begin this season.
Kayvon Price, what you see is what you get. He's the most consistent guy on our team, okay? He's a warrior. He's a dog. You know, he's everything that a coach could ever ask for. He listens, he learns, he plays hard. He's a teammate. He's a captain. He's a leader. You know, any of the boxes that you think he checks, you know. So when you can develop that type of attitude and that type of consistency, your talent displays on the floor. And he had a great game, but he's not even worried about if he has a great game. You know, there's going to be a game this year where he might not even score in double digits. He might score 2 or 4, but he's still going to give you the same effort. He's still going to give you the same attitude. And those are the type of guys that we want to coach. Those are the type of guys that we want to be in our program.
The competitiveness that you guys really adapted in practice with the drills that you have done to help raise the level of everybody on the team. I think those kinds of things are really noticeable in this opening game. I thought, you know, these guys working against each other and improving alongside one another really showed out when we saw a complete performance from everybody on the roster. So, you know, just describe more of the inside baseball of what you guys have been doing in practice to get yourself ready and push each other to get to this level and be ready to show out when it's game time.
We call it a competitive toughness. You know, when we're on that practice floor, it's a war, you know, and I'm going to be a warrior as a coach, you know. I want, whether you're blue or white or pennies, you need to be trying to win every single drill. But you just have to know at the end of the day, as soon as I blow the whistle and practice is over, we're one big family, and we love on each other, you know. But in between the lines, it's a war. So we got to develop that mentality both in practice and in games. In games, I want us to be the most competitive team, the toughest team. You know, we can't get worried about if an official makes a bad call or if an official makes it a great call. We got to keep the same level of competitiveness, the same level of composure. But then on the floor, we have to love on people. Off the floor, we have to love on our teammates. Off the floor, we have to love on the community and other people around campus and our administrators, our faculty, our professors, our coaches, other people in the department. You know, so that's the culture we want to bring, and those are the people we want to have in our program. And I think we practice that in practice. I'm big on practice how you play. don't shoot a shot in practice that you're not going to shoot in the game. You know, don't practice something in practice that you're not going to do in the game. And I think that's what we've done.
You know, what you do in practice is ultimately what's going to influence you to your habits during the game. So it really starts there, and that's how you cultivate success. And you guys are certainly doing it over years so far. But you know, I just want you to reflect a little more on Saturday and what it meant for yourself in this university.
Les, it meant everything for the university, you know, and not so much for me. I'm super big on it being bigger than basketball. I tell that to our team, and I mean it, and it comes from the bottom of my heart. It means everything to campus. It means everything to the student body. It means everything to our players, everything to our coaches. I think basketball has, you know, a chance to be really successful here, and I want it to be a product that the community rally behind. You know, I want our players to be, you know, great members on the campus community. You have to act the appropriate way. So I think the campus is the biggest winner. It's not the basketball program. It's the campus community. It's everybody being a part of something that's bigger than themselves, myself included, being a part of something bigger than myself. And I want people to be proud to be called a Sand Shark, and I want to bring that pride to our campus and our community. I want it to mean something. It has to mean something to our players, and I know it means something to our community, and that was on display on Saturday.
You have done a great job helping spur that on. And I've been quite a fantastic starting coach for this program, and it's only going to get better. And you know, tell me more about what you preach before this game, this first afternoon here at USCB. What did you tell the team? What was your points of emphasis heading into this matchup?
A couple points of emphasis. We only had 15 minutes for warm-up, so I didn't get as many points of emphasis as I wanted. But my points of emphasis was, number one, play for your family. Play for your family. Play for your loved ones. Play for the people that helped you get here. People want to watch people that are unselfish. People want to watch people that want to play hard. People want to watch people that want to dive on the floor and play for a bigger cause. So play for your family and play to be proud of that. Play for your teammates, right? Play for your teammates. If you want a screen set for you, then set a screen for somebody. I said that in practice today. You know, if you want somebody to throw you an assist, well, then throw somebody else an assist. So play for your teammates, and then play for the community. Play for your fellow classmates. Play for the campus. If you can accomplish all three things of those, it's not going to be any X's and O's that help us get to victory. It's those three things.
We saw that come to fruition. Really love what you said there. And now you're looking to bring that same kind of energy on the road. Obviously, a strong first quarter against Morris. Now you see that same team again away from home. So tell me about how you want to see your team adopt that same mentality now in a situation where they're not going to be cheering for it. You're going to be the villain. You know, how do you adopt that kind of same approach in a hostile environment on the ring?
The biggest thing is, it's not anything schematically, it's can we run to the challenge? We're not going to run from the challenge. Can we run to the challenge? And the challenge is this. When stuff's not going our way, how are we going to respond? We want to have a response and not a reaction. So if we're able to respond and not react when something's not going our way, then we're going to be set up for success. If we can't do that, then we're going to be riding home on the bus, unhappy. So it's all about the challenge of how do we respond and how do we stay calm, cool, and collected in moments of adversity, in moments when the other team is trying to revoke a response from us. We can't react. We got to respond, stay cool, calm, and collected, and then let the results fall where they be.
Obviously, a lot of good things that we saw from this first game back here against Morris, but always, some pointers that you'd like to improve on. So, seeing the same team again and not even a span of a full week, what do you want to see improved on as you get ready to face this familiar opponent this time away from home?
I think I touched on it a little bit. I want to see our team get more touches, and that doesn't show up in stat sheet. Can we get more touches as a team? Can we, some of the defensive things that we've talked about, from September 5th or whatever it was until now, can we continue to build upon those? As far as in certain situations, can we deny? Can we trap when we're supposed to? Can we not trap when we're supposed to? Regardless of if we're down 20, if we're up 20, if we're up 30 or 40, I want to play the same way. Just because we're up doesn't mean we should be playing a different way. Just because we're down doesn't mean we should be playing a different way. So can we get a full, consistent game is more what I'm worried about. And that's going to help us get better, and that's what our program is about. We got to get better day in and day out, and be ready to handle the challenges that present themselves. So that's what we're ready to do tomorrow.
It's a process. There are going to be things that you guys and this team will pick up on throughout the way. And it's the important thing is you want to be at the point of your strongest as the season goes on and when you get into conference play. So, just tell me about the schedule as a whole, how it shapes out, and especially these coming weeks ahead as you prepare to play in the Peach Belt Conference.
Schedule, we have quotes every day, we have thought for the day every day, and I use this as one of them, and I believe in it. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. What we did Saturday doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I don't care what that's already out of my head. It's how we're going to finish. I want to be a better team in the middle of January and February than I wanted to be yesterday. I want players, and sometimes guys get caught up in starting. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. I want to be a better coach in February than I am right now. So our schedule's built upon, can we continue to get better with each one of these games and each one of these challenges? Because once we get in the Peach, man, it's a monster. It's an absolute monster. We play some tough competition in the preseason, but we got to be ready to go day in and day out, regardless of who we're playing. Like I said before, I want to play the same way. So the Peach is a monster, and we'll be ready for it come January, but we're just taking it day by day and not really worrying about too much, but more is accomplished tomorrow night.
Yeah, right back at it on the road. And before we let you go, just the culmination, because you were here a year ago, and you had the vision of what this team was going to be like, so to see it play out live in front of you had to mean just that extra level special. To see what these guys accomplished and what you did to cultivate it. So, just give me your insight about how it felt to reach this point and to see what you've done, really start to pay off for yourself and the program. What I love most, it's nothing about me, it's about seeing joy on others' faces. When I see the joy in my players' faces, when I see the joy in our students' faces, when I see the joy in our administrators and our presidents and our other coaches, that's what it's about for me. It's not about anything that we've done up to this point. It's all about seeing the joy in others, and even through moments of adversity, seeing the joy and trying to search for the goal in all circumstances, and me being able to just sit back kind of and watch the joy. I told there was a timeout, Wes, and I knew I was going to forget, so I told our team, hey man, your students are awesome. And I know I'm going to forget at the end of the game, so you better go thank them at the end of the game. And I want people to be on the floor and cheering, and seeing that joy just really gives me chills, and that's what it's really all about. Well, Coach, it was a magical Saturday afternoon here at USCB as we usher in this new era of Sand Shark athletics, men's and women's basketball, and you are at the helm of it, and we're just so proud of what you've already done and what we're going to see here in this year and beyond. Oh, thank you, Wes. It's a blessing to be a part of. That's all. I'm excited for everybody that's a part of it, you included, and everybody else. Let's get it done. Let's get it done indeed. Ron Fudala, head coach of the USCB men's basketball Sand Sharks. We thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Thank you, Wes. And we'll be right back here with more, and we'll hear from women's basketball coach Sharon Versyp next here on USCB All-Access.
Kelly Tours is the leading provider of travel and transportation in the Southeast. Whether providing all-inclusive group packages, educational student adventures, athletic transportation, or simply top-notch charter services, Kelly Tours is here to help. Contact us today to start planning. Give us a call or visit our website for more information on our services.
Welcome back to USCB All Access, covering all things Sand Shark athletics. We'd like to thank our tremendous sponsors for helping support us: Buford Rentals, Mickelson Law Firm, Meg's Mobile Hydration, Candlewood Suites, Dustin Earls Realty, and Hotworks. Thank you all so much for helping us cover and support our student athletes and our teams here at USCB. And we are joined now by the women's head basketball coach here, and that is Sharon Versyp. And Sharon, congratulations on your first win as a Sand Shark head coach. How does it feel good coming out there with a packed house cheering you on, and you guys impressed from the jump? So, just talk about your initial impressions from this first victory.
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank everyone that, obviously the sponsors that you just discussed, and, we can never do anything without people supporting us and helping us, and, from the ground up. So really appreciate that, and then a shout out to, Charlie and all the maintenance and the IT, and Gina and Quinn, everyone across campus, Dr. Panu, Beth Patrick. I mean, it's endless. We don't want to forget anybody, but to get this up and running, the very first game, and be able to, put on a really, really nice atmosphere. It's about the athletes, it's about the student athletes, it's about the community, it's about the campus. And I think, the student section was amazing, both ends. And, it's about everybody else. I mean, we have to come and bring a product that everybody's excited about. But the bottom line is when you have everybody else supporting us, that obviously is going to get our student athletes very excited. And for us, women's basketball, we didn't have an opportunity to play scrimmages or go off campus and do a lot of different things. And so I was really proud of our group. We had 6 freshmen, and one got injured, so now we're down to 5. But just really proud of how we came out, and we were a little more mature than I thought. I may knock on wood after we go play tomorrow again, but just the kind of the discipline of not fouling, not doing a lot of things, because our numbers are limited right now. But the first go for this group, inaugural year, I was just proud of the young women.
Well, I was really impressed with what I saw, and going off of your point, this was a culmination of so much work by Quinn Monahan, by Gina Motford, and then by our SID, Bracken Lambert, and so many others who have helped make this vision a success. And, just seeing Quinn with, that plaque he gave out between games, that just brought me chills to notice how far this athletic program has come, and now being able to start basketball, which has been a vision for a long time. So, tremendous success, and everything we could have envisioned went well and went perfectly on that first afternoon on Saturday. But tell me more about this team's performance, the quick start, the initial energy that we saw out on the court that got something for these fans to cheer about very early.
Well, we always talk about you got to get out. Those first 3 minutes are very, very important in the first quarter. And obviously our kids had energy, excitement. Playing in front of a crowd is always fantastic. So we wanted to, do the best that we can and play up-tempo. That's what we want to do, is be able to rebound the ball and go up-tempo. And, we were usually a man-to-man team, but we had to make a ton of adjustments because of all our injuries. From week to week, we've been having to adjust. Again, I think being able to get in the passing lanes, get deflections, just to get that first layup, get that first basket, kind of just takes all the pressure off of everybody. We wanted Janiah Hayward to go one-on-one, but that didn't happen. So Shania ended up scoring the first basket, which was great. Girl from England, loved that. But they just did a really good job.
Basket that we'll remember forever here at USCB. But talk to me about this depth. We saw all 9 players who suited up for this opening game in the scorebook. All of them scored a basket. How special was that to see everybody make a contribution from all the way up to Okatie, who scored near the end and really got us excited to see all 9 scoring a basket here in this first game?
Yeah, I mean, you never know that that's going to happen. You want to have more than 9 players. You want to have 12 to 15 players, but that's just how it went. And, we just got to find ways to score. We're not a great outside shooting team right now, so we got to rely on our defense. And Ella got a steal, came down and was able to score the points. Ari came in, did some great job on the boards, and made a basket as well. But I think the biggest thing is defensive rebounding. Shania Rose and Janiah Hayward both had 14 boards. And you got to be able to rebound to run. And, so I think collectively we played well together. We shared the basketball well together. And that's what it comes down to is we don't want to be just a one-on-one team. We want to have some assists.
Good defense always sets up good offense.
Yeah, absolutely. And, excuse me. That's been a big key for us. Again, with some of our injuries, a lot of our scoring went away, so we got to find other ways to, make up for that. And I'm a defensive coach, so, you got to be able to play D. It's great if you can knock down the shot, but if somebody else has scored as many points as us, it's not really going to be the end all for that. So we were able to press full court quite a bit, like on dead ball situations or free throws. We'll have to continue to do that until we can piece by piece our team back together.
You mentioned some of the early injuries for this team. How important is it to see that depth step up and give you good minutes and give you productive minutes out there early on in the season?
Well, Sharon and Bostic will be out the whole year with a knee injury. I believe Lydia, we'll find out Thursday, she'll be out. Bart's been out, and those are experienced kids. And so now we're playing freshmen that would probably never get these many minutes. So for them, they're going to continue to grow and develop and play this year, which obviously will bode well for the future. But I told them all they're not freshmen. After we play this first game, they've all got to grow up. There's no excuse that I don't know this or I don't know that. And again, I've been just really pleased with how they've adapted, and they actually have better basketball IQ than I thought as freshmen. Because we have Primo, like we talked about, she's a sophomore, but she really didn't play. She only played like a half a semester and got hurt halfway through when she was at Oglethorpe. So to me, she's really a freshman. We talked about that. And then we have 2 juniors. So, we're going to we're going to take our lumps. But, those injuries, those were our scoring kids, our experienced players. Tonight Bowman went down. She'll be out for, I hope, only a couple weeks, but I'm not sure about that. So for us, it's just survive and advance. Whoever's up, they've got to just be able to step up. And I don't want them to do anything now out of character. Do what you're supposed to do. Keep doing your role, and we'll keep piecing it together.
Your job and everything else will take care of itself in due time. But I want to hear more about Michaela Primo. I was really impressed by what I saw from her. Obviously, a lot of good 6 steals, 22 points, 3 and 5 from 3-point range. Did have a couple turnovers, and certainly that's something that she'd like to improve on going forward. But I was just captivated by her calmness and her ability to quickly drive to the hoop. So, just tell me about what parts of her game struck on you from what you saw out there.
You see things in practice, but, I'm not one to compliment, but she was better than what I thought she'd be. The leadership at such a young age was stellar. People right away that know basketball came out and said, wow, controlling the tempo, being the leader, knowing when to slow it down, when to execute, and she was a lot more craftier with the basketball, going through traffic, scoring layups. She doesn't do that a lot in our practices. But I thought she just handled when we needed to push, when we didn't need to push. This is the first time for us with the shot clock. So we didn't get a shot clock violation, knock on wood, but I thought that we'd have at least 4 or 5. But she shot the 3 ball. She didn't take bad shots. We were teasing her. She had a double-double. Everybody was teasing her because she had 10 turnovers. I'm not really sure where those 10 turnovers came from. But there's times where she'll penetrate and kind of impose and kind of give the ball to the other team rather than keeping it on her side. So we talked about that. But what a performance. She carried us, no question. And her and Shania Rose, I think, really carried us.
Yeah, and especially when she's able to find her groove out there, shooting from the outside, shooting some threes. That was really helped you, continue to add to that lead and give you guys some separation. But Janiah Hayward also having a strong performance, 5'7", but plays a strong physical game. Tell me about what you saw from her and her Sand Shark debut.
Well, she's a kid that will play probably 35 to 40 minutes as long as she, we're trying to stay out of foul trouble, so that's why we're playing zone, trying to be really disciplined, 2 hands straight up. They only went to the foul line 10 times, so we got to do that again. But, I always told people, whenever I coached, who wouldn't you want to play against? I'll play against anybody, but I won't play against Jay. Because she's so physical and she wants to attack and she constantly goes to the boards. A lot of people want to play somebody that doesn't go to the boards. She's physical on both ends of the floor, rebounding, offensively, and she's just continued to grow. Right now she's playing 1 through 5, and she's a freshman. So every day I'm giving her a new role. Okay, now you're a point. T went down, now you're a point. Now you got to play a 5. So, again, they're just embracing the roles.
Yeah, when you have a positionless role player like that, it's going to be super helpful, especially when you're feeling after that. To have someone who can fit in anywhere across the line and have her produce like that. So a great start for Hayward, this team. But you talked about defense at the outset and emphasized. Obviously, you said you were a defensive coach, and that's something you've preached more than anything in terms of playing that strong, tenacious defense, and we saw with 18 steals throughout the contest. So tell me more about the defense that you're playing this year and what you saw from your team as they continue to pressure, show that hustle, deflect passes, and come up with steals, which I hope that at many times fill your offense.
I think, because we have length, we can do a lot of deflections. I always say deflections is good defense because it totally takes the rhythm out of the offensive team. Early on, tonight Bowman got her hand on everything because she's so small and she's so quick. Well, now we don't have her. So that's going to change maybe some of those opportunities. So that's why we got to continue to play smart, use those deflections. Shania Rose, her length is absolutely amazing as well. But we got to get our hands on balls so we can get up and down. But it's always setting the tone. It's making someone, as I always say, as an offensive player, you need to dictate the defense, and defensive player, you got to dictate the offense. And, so that's what we try to do every time that we're up. But we're trying to full court press, slow people down if they're really quick and want to penetrate, so you'll see us slow them down quite a bit. Right now we're stuck in a zone because we have to, because we have not enough players. Usually we're a man-to-man team, so we got to be smart. Out of bounds underneath, we're playing man. And that will change. Like what you see now and what you're going to see maybe mid-December going into the Peach Belt, hopefully will be a little different if we can piece some players back.
Describe more about the process of cultivating this team in this first year, especially when you're going up against these out-of-conference opponents. What do you want to see in these first few weeks as you get ready to go on the road to help kind of piece together what you want to see near the end of the season when you're getting into conference play?
Well, like when we play tomorrow, we'll play Morris again tomorrow, and so, are we going to make better adjustments on our press? Are we going to take certain areas away in the press? How are we going to do in transition defense? We can improve in so many different ways. We need to continue to pass the ball better into the post. We got to make physical contact into the post. And kind of just continuing to understand our offense. Whether it's zone, man, it just depends on, who's playing. If people are playing us man like they did, they're playing sagging man, they're just going to sit in the paint. We got to be able to shoot the ball from the outside or just get a better shot, and we got to get to the foul line and shoot free throws a lot better than we are right now. The team plays us 2-3. Someone's going to play us a 1-3-1. There's teams that are going to bring different things to the table. So, every day and every game brings something different. So it really comes down to the fundamentals: boxing out, passing and catching, understanding who's hot at the time.
I want you to give a shout out real quick to your assistant coaches and just describe the job that they've done early on to supplement what you've been preaching.
Brady does a great job. He's so organized. He, understands what we need. He brings, offense to the table, defense to the table, brings energy. Is really good with our young ladies, which I think is fantastic. Good recruiter. I brought him in because he had the whole package. I don't have to, obviously I'm mentoring and teaching, but he gets it. He understands what we need to do on the organizational side. Recruiting, everything has to be perfect. High integrity, we can't make mistakes with anything with compliance. You got to be able to trust that person to do all that paperwork as well. So, Brady is, give him something, he's a go-getter. task-seeking that way. So he's excellent. There's no question about that. Jamise Franklin, she gets to practice about twice a week maybe, but she's got such a great presence about her. Great way with the young women. A lot of confidence. She'll be traveling on the road and coming to games. So her impact will continue to be immense. We'll get her in the recruiting area as well. And then Tori, you can only make it maybe on Saturdays just because he works full-time at River Ridge Academy. But again, it's about how they are with our young women, how they develop, how they communicate. But it's about recruiting and then how everybody else handles and how they communicate with the fans in the community. Because I'm the face of the program, but so is everybody else around it.
Well, you have had an outstanding coaching career throughout the collegiate lengths, but just tell me how it felt to be back out there and helping debut this new program and laying the foundation for what's to come. So just take me through the emotions of going back out on the floor to welcome in this new era of Sand Shark athletics.
A lot of people ask me that. I mean, this is just what I love to do. So I really wasn't focused on how I felt. It was all about the young athletes. It's all about the student athletes. I wanted them to have the great experience. I know how to coach, obviously. So it's just, it was great for people in the environment. I just love the environment. I love the noise. I love a small gym. It gets so loud you couldn't hear each other, which I love. You're in venues. I've been in venues that are loud, and then there's venues where you can have 5,000 fans or no fans seats and only 1,000, and it's like crickets. So. It was really about just everybody else, and that's what made me happy at the end of the day, that they came out, did such a good job, and we're so happy, to get that uniform on, and, we talked about the history, we talked about the legacy, this is the first of the first of the first. Everybody in this room just made history and is going to make history, and that pretty much got them pretty fired up.
A memorable day here on this past Saturday at USCB as you guys truly welcomed in the new era of Sand Shark athletics, but it's just getting started. You guys are back at it again tomorrow on Wednesday on the road, this time facing this St. Morris team. Obviously, it's an opportunity to make adjustments and exploit what you did well against the same opponent, but just talk to me about the challenge of bringing that same energy and intensity now from your home gym onto the road.
Well, I mean, that's it. It's not going to be the same environment. You have to be tougher on the road. You have to have a better mindset. When you step on the court, you have to be 10 points better before the ball even is tipped up. We're not going to have a ton of fans there. It's us against the world mentality. We got to bring our own energy. You thought you brought your energy this past Saturday, but it's totally different. Also talked that the team that we just left remembers what we just played, what we did to them. So, it's not as easy when you play them the second time. But, again, just focusing on ourselves, but it's us against the world mentality anytime you go on the road.
Just describe the community support and the amount of fans that came out to witness history here at USCB and here in the Low Country to watch a college basketball team perform here and thrive here for the very first time. Just describe how grateful you are to see that level of support from the students to Sun City, to the population over there that came over and was a part of it. So just give a thank you and how impressed you are about the support of this community.
Well, it was the first game, so everybody wanted that hot ticket sold out, so... first and foremost is about our students. It's about our student athletes, families, and parents. Then the faculty, administration. Everybody. That's the buzz. First, you need the campus to be as excited as they were. You could feel that presence. And then we have to have fans from the surrounding area. Yes, it was Sun City, but Hilton Head, Palmetto Bluffs, and Beaufort. Want this whole area to be really excited about it. So, every Saturday or Wednesday night, we need everybody like they were at the first game. Everybody wanted to be there. Well, they gotta want to continue to be there, and obviously winning helps. But that's the excitement, is that we got to keep that buzz going, because we're playing a lot of home games. We're only on the road 3 times, and then we hit the Peach Belt. So we want everybody to get excited, because when that comes, they're going to see even higher level of basketball, and you know, we're getting better, and other teams are getting better, and we're going to need them throughout the year.
The excitement is here. USCB college basketball officially underway with a bang on Saturday. Sharon Versyp, head coach of the first ever women's basketball team here at USCB. Congratulations on a fantastic start, and thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Great, thanks so much.
And thanks to all of you for watching here on USCB All Access. And until next time, fins up!